the link between, oh, it's a willpower thing, is a very antiquated.
Well, I had a big aha moment myself on that show. I mean, I've done hundreds of shows about weight loss and had, I can't even tell you how many conversations about it, but still carry my own shame. I had a big revelation on that state of weight on O'Daily. So that was just, 2023 that I had my big revelation. Like when you have one doctor after another doctor saying obesity is a disease, and I was like, when I didn't get that memo. When did somebody actually say that? I remember when I was
Hi.
on television saying alcoholism is a disease in the late
Who's
80s,
there?
early 90s. And like 87, we did our first show on alcoholism and called alcoholism as a disease. And people were like, what are you talking about? They're just using it as an excuse. Put the bottle down. No such thing. And so I remember trying to convince the masses that people who were suffering from alcoholism or had alcohol issues, needed treatment. It wasn't just you need to put the bottle down and stop it. And so hearing someone say, scientists, medical professionals, that, oh yeah, we've known for 10 years, at least 13, 14 years, that this is a disease. It's like a disorder in the brain. So it's like this, because I very much understand it for alcoholism, because I've seen it with people who take one drink and they're like gone. I have people in my family who like take two sips of wine and they're a different person and literally metabolize it differently. So what I understood from the state of weight that I had not understood for the past 48
Back
years
here.
of battling my weight is that there's something in the brain that
Hi.
allows people like myself
Thank
to
you for coming.
metabolize fat differently than other people. And that no matter what I
Where are you
do, I'm
from?
always going to go back to the set point that my brain thinks it needs to hold the weight. And that is why, even though I pulled out the wagon of fat in 1988 and I didn't have a morsel of food for 5 solid months in losing that weight on OptiFast, that
Home goods, go finding.
3 days later, I was 5 pounds heavier. And a week later, I was 10 pounds heavier. And that show happened in November. And by the week before Christmas, I remember Don Johnson, the Don Johnson of Miami Vice, was having a party and invited me and some members of my show to come. And I wouldn't go because I thought I was too fat to go. I'd gone from 145 on the day of the show, and I think I was 157 in the course of like a week and a half or two. And the shame started again. The biggest shame was there used to be a man called Mr. Blackwell. Every year would do his list of the people who were in and the people who were out, the people who were well dressed and the people who were not. And I think it was 1987, Mr. Blackwell did his list, and I was at the bottom of the list, and I was on the cover of one of the magazines. I think it was TV Guide, and I was listed, and the headline was Dumpy, Frumpy, and Downright Lumpy. And I was wearing this, what I had thought was a beautiful black dress. It's more cry. Beautiful black dress. Obviously had to have the dress made, and I was, so proud of myself because I'd won the Bob Hope Award. And they took the picture from that, and it was bumpy, dumpy, and downright lumpy, and it was on the cover of all the magazines. Okay, I ingested that. I swallowed it like it was a pill designed just for my body. And I took in all the shame and I accepted that this thing that people have labeled me with, being fat, being overweight, being unable to control my willpower, not having any willpower, that's my shame. That's it. They're right. They're right. And for 25 years, every single week, in one form or another, there was a tabloid story or some exploitation of my weight. Making fun of my weight was national sport for 25 years. Comedians did it. The best
Hi,
comedians
where are you
did
from?
it. The highest comedians did it. People with their shows did it. It was just accepted that you could make fun of me and my weight. I remember in Living Color, one of the most hurtful things was in Living Color, had done a skit where the woman was doing something and she just kept eating and getting fatter and fatter and fatter. And the comedy bit was that
Green
eventually,
Bay. Green Bay. What state is that? Pennsylvania? Matt.
I just recently turned 70, and
Oh,
I'm not carrying it into the
Wisconsin.
next decade. I'm done with it.
Was it were you just able to release that shame?
How's your weather today? Are you enjoying the summer? I come live every day just to chat. If you want to get to know me, you can subscribe. Rain. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm in Texas and it's nice and bright outside. Got some wind. I got the window open, getting some fresh air. Or the patio door open, getting fresh air. How old are you? And what do you do for a living, Matt? Hi, Renew. How old are you?
That was the moment.
I'm
And that
from
was
Texas.
2023. I'll get a tissue.
To watch you, there's one right here.
Yeah.
You got it, okay? The moment of watching you have that moment.
Yeah.
Seeing so many other people in the audience. This is so recent. This is what I'm talking about, that I feel like this is something huge that is going to be a massive cultural shift that we are still way ahead of. It is still way early right now. There will be so many people that hear you and I talk about this that do not get it still.
Yeah.
So many people think if you are overweight, oh, it must be your fault.
Get the line, go straight to your car, and hit the road. A promise is a trust not to be broken. Whether spoken with enough.
I come live every day just to chat, just to see how everyone's doing.
Hello, what? Supposed to be here in February, but she had to cancel because of the weather. But today is 74 degrees and sunny on the East Coast. Today, and she is here. And I know that they told me they said Vice President is here, but I had to go see for myself. I had to see with my own eyes. So I went upstairs to meet her, but I forgot it's 97 Secret Service people upstairs. So I had to flirt my way through with Secret Service. For all these men in black and in suits, I was flirting like crazy. You shoot. Secret Service. We wanted to welcome you with some good energy and some good music, and Sus was blasting Parliament Funkadelic during the break.
I'm telling
Do you like P-Funk?
I just grew up with P-Funk. I mean, let me just tell you. And I actually have been in touch with Bootsy.
Really?
Yeah.
Bootsy Collins?
Yes, Bootsy Collins, of course.
Yeah.
And, I grew up with, the household was full of music. I mean, I was talking to somebody recently, when Tina Turner died, my mother we would be in the living room just dancing.
Yeah.
Tina, right? Proud Mary.
Yeah, Proud Mary.
She would have parties from time to time. My mother, you could hear Blackbird just playing all down the street.
Yes.
So I like it.
So that's it, the music. It
Yeah.
gets you going.
It really does.
Okay, well, I want to say you happy belated Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Okay.
JC, how are
Now, I
you?
have to tell you, Vice President Harris, my Mother's Day, I accidentally Jeffrey, I went to go to Mile Hike. So we accidentally went 7 miles, so he was not happy with me. How did you celebrate your Mother's Day?
It was really lovely. All the kids called, Cole and Ella and everybody, but my niece and then my baby nieces and he was here, and then my goddaughter, who is also here, came for Mother's Day, and she and my husband cooked dinner for me. It was really nice. It was really nice.
So you just sat there while you were cleaning for a day?
Yes, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. But I guess you didn't have to remind everybody. You had to be going, it's Mother's Day. Like, I made him write me a letter telling me how much he loved me. So,
How'd that go?
he hasn't given me the letter yet. It's at school. It's in school. But I told him he's on punishment if he doesn't bring the letter to me.
Right.
But it's all right. But it's so funny because I know besides our actual mothers that, so many, I know I'm a mother figure to my nieces and my nephews and the people that I mentor. Like, who are you a mother figure to?
I'm a mother figure to, I have many babies, let me just say. And and I was,
these photos,
yes,
mother figures.
yes, and I have to tell you, what I do now is really a reflection of what I received, right? I was very blessed in my childhood. I had many mothers, right? My mother, I had a second mother who would, take care of us and look out for us when my mother was working. There's my mother and me and my sister. And all the aunties, and right, so, and that's how I am with the children in my life, right? They are like my children. And
Yes. And you passing that on from what you got.
that's right.
From
That's
your mother
exactly
figure.
right. And what I learned is that you have many mothers. And
Yes.
celebrate that and embrace that. And also understand the blessing that that is.
It is such a blessing.
Yeah.
You know, I love the bond that you have with your stepchildren.
Yeah.
Because you're such a special bond. So much so that Cole and his wife Reilly, they had you officiate at their wedding.
I did.
So what was that like to officiate at the
did.
wedding?
Well, I think for anybody here, when you are part of the growth of your family and that you see the children in your life find love and want to pursue that, it's very special. And I just love it when my family grows. I love it in every way. When babies are born and people get married, when they decide to partner up and be happy, that makes me happy.
Well, I love that you're an officiant. Tell me something, because I'm trying to do that on the side. Officiant. And they haven't, and I applied online, and I haven't gotten my license yet. Like, does it help if I say I'm the vice president? Does that, does that help you get a license to officiate?
That might help you get a fraud charge.
Oh, okay. I just thought if I could drop your name. Because I've not gotten my license in the mail yet, so I thought maybe.
Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up.
She said, don't give up, but don't you dare drop my name. That's okay. I love it because I'm single out here, Vice President, and I'm out here. And so you've been celebrating. You celebrated like it's been 10 years since you married second gentleman Doug M. Hall.
Yeah.
And you guys are celebrating the 10-year anniversary.
Yeah.
I want to know what that's like. I think it's my mouth that gets me in trouble with the men. But you have to balance being the second most powerful person on the earth with being a wife, with being a mother, with being an aunt. That's a lot of hats to carry.
You have to, we all have a lot that we carry, and you have to be intentional.
Okay.
Because
I'm here to
we
chat.
all
What's
dream
going
and
on?
hope for, and we'll go to sleep hoping and looking forward to that moment that
That was my
will
night
happen
last night.
naturally.
That was me.
But girl,
Yeah.
if you, but if you don't, you have to plan. You have to literally sit down and plan for it. Look, my husband and I on Sundays we sit down with our calendar. We have a scheduling meeting, and I know that sounds awful, but and we have a rule: nobody cries.
Okay. Nobody cried.
And we go through this. Where are you gonna be? Where are you gonna be? And honestly, this year being what it is, and it's an election year, I have said to my family and my closest friends, I may not be around as much this year. All right. And know that I love you and I think of you, but but all of that to say we have to be intentional. So make that time. Literally sit down and say, okay, I am going to like a Sunday family dinner for me. Okay, that is very important, and that it is not negotiable. And whoever's around, they can bring their friends, they can bring whoever. But Sunday family dinner, have something where you just say that's the routine, and we're gonna all stick to it.
Okay, I love that. Well, I like Sunday dinners too, and I know the second gentleman, Doug Imhoff, knows some folks.
Yeah.
So you want to invite me to the dinner?
But you know what? Actually, that's how I met my husband. It was well, it's kind of, which is
Okay. You went to the club too? How did you meet your husband?
my best friend, who is like a sister to me. In fact, she's the mother of my goddaughter who's here.
Okay.
Hooked us up on a blind date.
Really?
And you know how your best friends can be kind of bossy?
Yeah.
Well, my best friend is bossy.
Okay.
And she just said to me, you have to go out with this person and don't say no, just do it.
All right. So I will be at your Sunday dinner. Okay. Because I heard the same thing coming from you.
Right.
You will be at the Sunday dinner because you got somebody you want to introduce me to.
I'll work on it.
Okay,
I will.
thank you so
I
much.
will.
I'll go international, however you want to do it, okay? All right. This is what I love. Okay.
But you know what? If you don't let people know, then they won't know. You just gotta let
Exactly.
people know.
Thank you.
That ain't nothing wrong
And
with that.
what better date than from the Vice President of the United States? Woo! So not only this
is important, but it's graduation season. Yeah. Everybody is graduating. But we found some pictures from your Howard days. You were graduating right here. And this is what I gotta ask you. Vice President, is it true that you hitchhiked to your graduation? Yes. What happened? What had happened?
Whoa. You want to do this? Oh, I promise you. I do.
Sam and
What have you
Colby.
done? Look at that. I borrowed some adamantium from your closet, and I made it something
Is that your
special.
dogs?
Yeah. Heineken Silver. All the taste, no bitter ending. See? Isn't this better than fighting? Nope.
What happened was we were running late. Really. And me and some of my girlfriends, and we all met in the hallway at the door, and we were like, we gotta get there, and it was too late to catch the bus. And we couldn't get a taxi, and so we said, let's just hitchhike. Yeah. And so we hitchhiked to graduation. We did. And you tapped them down? In our dresses and everything. And your dresses? And it was a very nice gentleman who said, y'all shouldn't be hitchhiking. God loves you. And it was like a grandfather type. He said, come on, and I'll take you. Yeah. And that's how we got. And you made it safe and sound. Yeah. Thank you, sir, whoever you were. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I love this. Now, and we found some more of your childhood photos. I like you. Look at this right here. Okay, so this is a picture from your high school dance. And I heard that you made a pact with your girlfriends that you would all go together to your high school dance. Yeah. So y'all were all single going together? Well, I wasn't. Okay. There's always that one girlfriend. But a lot of our friends were, and we just said, you know what, this is not right. You know, everybody, we should be together and have fun together. And so that's that night. So that was just like a girls' night. It really was. It was fun. And that night, see, I had my little corsage. You had your corsage? And I really like you. You know, because you this is great. Because you got to your graduation, you're a little wild. You like hanging with your girlfriends. I'm having a girls' trip to Bahamas. I want you to come. Well, I mean, after you run again and win. After you win, I want you to come in a girl. This is a fun one right here. We keep finding these pictures because there's a picture from you, from your dance troupe, Midnight Magic. All right? Midnight Magic. Can you tell us about your dance troupe, Dave? What's Midnight Magic? Because that's what we're going to do in the Bahamas. Midnight Magic. That's what I want you here. So we had a dance troupe. We named ourselves Midnight Magic. Midnight Magic. So I'm the third one in. I'm right here. And we made those outfits. So we got these leotards, and then we went to the fabric store and got these and made those skirts. Yeah. And we decided our feet were cold, so we danced inside because you get in your socks. But we were very serious about Midnight Magic. We would rehearse like at my house, at different people's house. We took it very seriously. I love Midnight Magic because I love the music. Like, do you remember any of your dance moves? Like, I know because the dance moves I had,
Hi.
Like, I'm not gonna do it. But yes, we did. Wanda's here. You remember To Be Real? To Be Real. And y'all practiced that all night? We practiced it all night. The hip move? Oh, just all of it. All of it. And let me just say, my mother was very patient. Yeah. I love this. Now, Wanda, you are here. You came in. What was young Kamala like in high school?
The young Kamala was what you guys see now. Like, she was fun, she loves to dance, she's always been passionate about everything she does. From the time she fought for my rights, she was passionate about taking me in, and I'm so proud to have her as my friend and still see her fighting for America.
But Wanda, this is what I want to know. Because I know you FaceTime sometimes just with your girlfriend. Do y'all still do your Midnight Magic moves? 1, 2. I
love when I see her on her campaign trail dancing. It makes I'm dancing with the street. So like when you see them, because sometimes because y'all have something you share that we don't get to. So when you see the vice president, you go, "Hey, girl." Get your little dance move on. I love it. Thank you, Wanda. Now, Vice President, I know when I was co-hosting with you, Barbara Walters would always talk about when she went to the White House. She said she stole souvenirs every time she went. Now, President Biden, he sent me a pair of aviators, and when Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre was here, she gave me the aviators. But I still am itching to steal something like my mentor. Because Barbara Walters was my mentor, so when I get invited on your girls' trip to the White House, yeah, I want to steal something.
Hi, Switch.
I don't want to get arrested because that's not gonna look good for you. One of your girlfriends getting arrested. Right. But what could I steal at the White House that you could say without getting in trouble?
So I don't want you to have to steal anything.
Okay.
So I want to give you
Why are
something.
you taking the fun out of everything? But okay.
So I brought you a gift.
I'm doing good.
What is this?
Those are White House M&Ms.
Oh.
And so you see the seal of the president and the name, Joe Biden's signature there. And these are White House M&Ms.
I love White House M&Ms.
Yeah.
Okay. Those are gonna make me feel good. The White House M&Ms. And what is this?
And that is a candle.
Okay, hold on. Let me. Okay, look. I'm supposed to do this.
Not
because
fine.
you're vice president. Oh, this sounds good.
So I used to shop in California at a woman-owned business and buy candles. And I
Thank you,
loved the
Switch.
smell of gardenia and
Subscribe and just come back to get to know me.
Yes. When I became vice president, she created a scent for me, and that's what that is.
Oh, this is smelling good. I don't know if they taught you this. I learned this in you put it on your ribs like this, so you can use it like a little perfume, like the wax right here.
Yes.
Yeah, 'cause this is scent I'm gonna wear when I come to your house for Sunday dinner when you introduce me to somebody. Just wanted to let you know that. Y'all, Vice President Harris is sticking around, and up next, we're talking about her recent conversation with Cheryl Lee Rose and so much more. Keep it here. There's more sharing. BRB. We are back with Kamala Harris, the first woman ever elected vice president. Now, Vice President Cheryl Lee Ralph, we love Cheryl Lee Ralph. She just opened up to you about her struggles when she was giving birth to her son. And I know that you've been working very hard on improving maternal health care, which makes me so happy because I also struggle. A lot of people know I've been very public. My son Jeffrey, he was born 1 pound 10 ounces. He came early at 5.5 months, and I struggled. So this makes me very happy that you've been working on this. What progress have you made?
Yeah, Switch, come back.
First of all, I agree with you. Cheryl Lee Ralph is phenomenal.
Yes.
And we've been friends for a long time. I know you guys are very close. I've been working on maternal health for a long time, but even when I was in the Senate, and for a number of reasons. One, we have the sad distinction as the United States of having one of the highest rates of maternal mortality of any so-called wealthy developed nation in the world. Black women are 3 times more likely to die in connection with childbirth. Native women twice as likely. Rural women 1.5 times more likely. And it literally does not have to be this way. Over 80% of these cases are preventable. So one of the things that I started to focus on when I became vice president is I was curious about what's going on in terms of giving women the support they need in terms of postpartum care. Yeah. And I looked at our country and realized that for women on Medicaid, only 3 states in our nation had extended postpartum coverage from 2 months to 12 months. Only 3 states. So I am not above shaming people. And I then issued a challenge to all of these states. Extend postpartum period is 12 months. As of today, 46 days to sign off.
Yes.
Right.
I love that.
Right. And we have to, we just have to pay attention to the realities of it, which is that women deserve and need this kind of support. You know, my mother had two goals in her life, to raise her two daughters and to end breast cancer. She was a breast cancer researcher. She was one of the very few women, and certainly one of the very few women of color, who was focused on really this issue of breast cancer research. But as a bigger point, I grew up with a mother who was always talking about the importance of women having dignity in the healthcare system.
Yes.
Right? And being taken seriously. And that is part of what underlies a lot of these issues, is that when a woman walks into a clinic or a doctor's office or emergency room, is she being taken seriously?
Yes.
Are they listening to us? Right. And so this is the work that I've been doing, a part of the work I've been doing as vice president for the last 3 years, and it's paying some dividends, but we have more work to do on this.
Well, thank you for what you've done and making the inroads. And I know, you know, a big part of your job, Vice President, is you travel around the country and you listen to the concerns of just everyday Americans. And so right now, you know, you are on an economic effort. It's called an economic opportunity check.
Yeah.
So this economic opportunity tour, what are the issues that you're hearing about from just everyday people?
So one of the areas of focus for me to strengthen and fortify our nation's economy is to focus on supporting small businesses, right? Over half of America's workforce works for small business or owns a small business. My second mother, Mrs. Shelton, ran the nursery school. We lived in an apartment on top of her nursery school. Yes, there's Miss Shelton.
Oh.
And she was a small business owner. She ran this nursery school. She was a matriarch in the community. She was a civic leader. She hired locally. She mentored. And that's who our small business owners are. They are part of the economic, but the cultural fabric, the civic fabric of the community. So I've been working on getting more resources to them, and in particular, increasing access to capital.
Yeah.
So I started this economic opportunity tour to focus on helping people know that we have, for example, expanded what we are allowing in terms of small business loans through community banks. We have gotten rid of some of the obstacles to loans, like for example, before, if somebody was previously incarcerated, they could not apply for a small business loan. We've gotten rid of that prohibition, so they're now eligible, right? And then the work that I've been doing is about, yes, creating more opportunity, but also dealing with the obstacles. So one of the obstacles for anybody, and we have such a big issue with this in America, is debt. People are carrying so much debt. So we've been looking at, for example, medical debt. Medical debt, because usually it's because somebody faces a medical emergency for which they were not prepared, didn't have the savings. And we are on track to say that medical debt cannot be counted in your credit score.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm looking for something different, fresh, fun.
That's a big relief to a lot of
Huge
people.
issue. Your credit score, right, and that medical debt cannot be determined or taken into account when you are applying for credit, like a car loan, a mortgage. And this is going to be a game changer for so many people, and it's just what's morally right, right?
Absolutely.
Nobody asked for that health emergency to happen. It's not a sign of irresponsibility.
Yes.
Right? So, and then student loan debt, and we are on track to forgiving over $160 billion student loan debt for 4 million people.
Yes.
Including for our public servants like our nurses, our firefighters, and our teachers, and God knows we don't pay them enough, right?
We do not.
No.
We sure don't.
No.
I love hearing this, of what you're doing. It's a big relief to so many people. And Madam Vice President, this show is a show where we want to spread joy to people. Do you have a message of joy that you'd like to give to people?
I do. Well, first of all, I think you do such a beautiful job of reminding us. I really do. You know, the midst of every burden that anyone carries and the things that you know you need to handle and the things that aren't right in the world, I think it is important to find those moments of joy and to not feel guilty about that, but to embrace that as a way to help you keep going and to I find a lot of joy. I have to tell you, my young people,